On today's video, we're going to be talking about a specific tool that I've been using lately, and it's called a reaming tool. Now, what's great about this tool, especially if you find yourself doing a lot of ABS repairs, is oftentimes what will happen, you'll notice when you have an issue, the problem is always going to be wherever there's a connection. And if you see here, you have your little adapter coming off the pipe, and then you have the pipe 1.5 inch feeding into that. And what happens oftentimes is when you start to examine the pipe, the break will be right at the connection, and it's difficult because in order for you to actually reconnect that pipe, you'll have to remove the entire adapter. Whereas if you had a pipe where the crack or the break was right here, you would be able to cut it, and then you'll be able to use a coupler or a boot to go over it. For instance, here there was a break coming all the way from the second floor coming down, and it's just the drain for the sink. And you can see here when there's a crack, you can literally just cut it, make your connections on your pipe, and then just put a boot or a coupler, and it's much more easier to make those type of repairs. As if the repair is right here, there's often a little fracture crack that happens. You'll have to literally cut everything from the bottom, including the adapter, and redo the whole assembly piece. This tool comes in handy because if you do find a situation where the crack is right here, what you can do is you can use this tool and it'll actually drill out the old piece of the pipe that feeds into the adapter, and that will allow you to just put a new ABS piece right in there without having to make all these extra cuts. Now here we were fortunate enough that the crack happened on the pipe, and we were able to cut out the pipe, and you can see it's just over time the pipe literally just cracked in half behind the wall just due to age and being brittle. But in my experience, most of the times the cracks are going to be right where the connections are, at an elbow or at an adapter, and this is what this video is going to help you so you can make the repair quickly and efficiently. So here I just want to demonstrate for you how this tool works. I got 2 pieces of ABS that I glued together. I let it cure for 2 days, and basically we're looking at any pipe. Let's say if it's coming out of the wall, if it's coming from the ground, and we're going to basically see how this tool actually works. So here I have the ABS. I cut my pipe that goes right into the fitting. The reason I did a terrible job cutting it is because obviously in the field, a lot of times the break that happens in the pipe, it's never a nice clean cut. Very rarely is it. So I just wanted to be more of an actual real life situation. So here we have a pipe. Let's say the pipe snapped off, and now the issue we're having is this is coming from the floor where it's coming out of the wall, and we don't want to have to replace this entire fitting. So we're going to do what the reaming tool is. We're going to use it. We're basically going to remove the inside and clean it up. Now, right now at this point, we have 2 options. If there was a pipe that was coming out of the wall, out of the ground, you want to keep 2 things in mind while you're working on this. Some guys like to, when they have the pipe, they like to clean it up before they actually use the reaming tool. I'm very cautious as to putting extra stress on the pipe. I have seen at times where you are too abrasive with the pipe and then the fitting actually cracks. You're trying to minimize your work using this tool. So for me, what I like to do is I like to hold the fitting and then use the reaming tool and slowly work it in to remove this remainder of the pipe that is broken off. And again, as I said, when you're doing this, you do want to hold the pipe so you can support it. You don't want the extra vibration as you're working. Right here, this is going to be the end result. You just want enough so that you can fit your new ABS pipe inside of your coupler or adapter or connection. Here I connected my piping from the ABS to my connection, and you can see it's nice and tight. And when I actually put the pipe in, I had to force it in so it's nice and snug. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be nice and abrasive with it. I'm going to hold it here at the bottom. I'm going to shake the pipe around. You can see there's no movement. Flip it around, grab it from here. And you can see it's nice and secure, and again it's nice and snug. Here I'm going to do a pull test, and you can see I did pull it apart, and when it goes in, you can see it does go all the way in, nice and secure. Obviously you're going to want to clean around the pipe, use your purple primer, and then go ahead and use your red hot to make your connections. So in reality, there are just two questions that you want to answer regarding this tool. Number one, does it work? And I would say it does work, especially if you do find a situation where you have an emergency where your pipe breaks and you don't want to have to remove your coupler or adapter or your fitting. This will allow you to cut the pipe and then use your reaming tool to allow the new pipe to go right inside. And this will just allow you to just alleviate a lot of the labor time for you to make your repairs. Let me know what your thoughts are. Feel free to leave any comments or questions you may have. If this video was a help, if it was informational, please subscribe.